Okay. Okay. Howdy, folks. Hopefully, some folks will be joining us here shortly. Um, uh, I kind of like doing these live streams. Hopefully, some people will start showing up here in a minute. Because I was going to do a regular news video tonight, but I decided, why not? I'll just talk about the news that I do have. You never know. Oh, hello. Howdy. For you folks just coming in. Ah. Yes, another week of weirdness has gone by. Soon, time will delete 1 hour from the American clock again, and I still can't figure out why we just don't. Thanks, Charles. I can't figure out for the life of me why America just doesn't go on daylight savings time and stay there. It doesn't make any sense to me to keep flipping the clock back and forth every so many months. Just keep time where it is. If you want somebody to mess with time, call the doctor. It's his job. It just amazes me, daylight savings time. Yeah, at one time it was a good concept, but we really don't need it anymore. So how are folks doing out there? Any questions, concerns, and all that before we get started rolling into the news a wee bit? Oh, hello, Australia. Howdy. Hello, Connell. Sammy. Great to see you folks come piling in here on a Saturday. Yeah, I was getting a kick out of the Alan Cumming thing. The fact that he came out and admitted that he's going to be, hello, Philip, that he's going to be, hello there from Wales, that he's going to be doing, Doctor Who. He's going to be playing James the First. Now, as you all know, for you folks, you may want to wander away because we may get a little spoilery. I'm just warning you but it is conjecture at this point. Now, remember earlier we saw that picture of the guy with the plague doctor's mask on? He kind of looked like Alec Baldwin from the end of Beetlejuice, with that mask on sticking out of the hoodie. Hello, West Yorkshire. What happened was, I think that might have been Alan Cumming going onto the set at Little Woodham. Because James the First of England and Ireland was also known as James the Sixth of Scotland. And his reign went right into the 17th century, right around that time. So maybe it's not about the Salem witch trials. It might be about the witch hunts that were taking place in Europe. Because remember, you had witch finder generals and all that stuff running around over there. And the thing is, if the Halloween episode revolves around this, we know that somebody's been cast because of their CV to be the Mud Witch. Also, we've seen a character dressed in that style of clothing recently. She was not only at the Little Woodham filming, but she was also at Monmouth. So, makes you wonder what's going on there. Yeah, but Alan Cumming, kind of screwed the pooch, so to speak. I'm going to stay away from that particular subject because, I figure, I'm not good. It's just, it's not worth the effort and time, I consider that matter to be closed. People with guilty I'm tongue-tied. People with guilty consciences who know they've done this, that's their thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's what she's being cast as the Mud Witch on her CV. So, and there's no confirmation that it has anything to do with the Carianites. What I think it has to do is with the actual witch hunts. Real witch. Well, no, there weren't any real witches running around, but I don't think they're going to go for the Salem angle if King James the First is involved. Yeah, well, that's a good quandary. That's a good quandary there. What if Jodie gets accused of being a witch? Because there were scenes being filmed at a farm. Great, I don't have my notes in front of me, so I'm winging it. All right. Not too long after the Little Woodham filming, where apparently they were showing footage of witches being drowned. Now, whether they were using dunkers or anything like that. Now, for you folks who know your history about the witch hunts and all that, one of the ways they would test a witch is they would put her into this thing. It looked kind of like a demented teeter-totter with a seat on the other end, and they would tie you into that seat, and then they would dunk you underwater, or they would throw you in the water and hold you down, and or something like that. And if you get ready for this, if you floated up and survived, you were a witch. If you didn't, you weren't a witch, but now you're dead. But see, it was really a good example of how hysteria worked back then. Well, no, I'm not talking about the South America filming. That's pretty much done. They finished in South America in 3 weeks. It was originally going to look like it was going to be a month. Hello there. And I don't think not South America. South Africa is what I think you're referring to. Sorry, South Africa. The South Africa filming's been done. You see, you threw me off with that comment. The South Africa filming was done a while back. They were down there for 3 weeks, and I think that has to do with the quote-unquote Rosa Parks episode. We saw a bus that looks identical to the one that she made her stand on and all that, and it was filming going on around it. And the scary part is, I wonder why they didn't blame the set reporters for that, even though none of them were there. Oh, so darn. Well, sorry you're losing your battery there, Dr. Gone Too Soon. If you can charge up, come on, hop back in. I'll be here for a little while yet. Yeah, Witchfinder General. Yeah, you've heard about it. What monster would I want back for Series 11? The problem is, I'm kind of scared because, as you've seen with what they've done to the Zygons, oh man, I'm not sure, because the Zygons used to be a really great foe, and I don't like the way they were rewritten. The Jeffrey Beavers master somebody brought. I don't know. Jeffrey Beavers is getting on a bit. He can still do the role very well. He's done it in Big Finish over and over again. Well, we've kind of had the Ice Warriors pop up a couple times. Someone's talked about the Ogrons, and like I said, one of the character races I'd like to find out, and it would be really interesting, and especially if you're one of the old school fans, is what happened to the Thals? Did any of them survive? Did they make it off Skaro? What happened to them after that? Because the last time we saw the Thals was in the episode Genesis of the Daleks, and even then, that was back to a previous era on Skaro. So, I'd like to find out what happened to Thals, after, did they get off the planet before the Daleks rose and all that, and, did they go off somewhere, form a secret society maybe or something, and, or the Sea Devils? Yes, the Sea Devils definitely need to be redone. I know they did they did as best as they could on Warriors of the Deep, but the problem is, they sacrificed a lot for the animatronics, and things sometimes look really good on paper, but the problem is they don't turn out well when they come to realization. And the problem with the Sea Devils was they had all that stuff in there doing the animation, and these guys are walking down the hallway, and their eyes are literally where the Sea Devils' necks were. And they're, and then, which led to them walking around slower than a tortoise on Valium. And that's, all right, favorite monster from the new series. I really did I thought the Vashta Nerada were very interesting. The fact that you can make this, microscopic creature that comes out of the dark. And also, I love the fact they alluded, you know how you see those little flickering beams in sunlight? That's them. That was also a very nice thing to add. So Vashta Nerada is up there. Weeping Angels have had their moments. Unfortunately, they got undone in the Angels Rape Manhattan. I always loved the Sontarans, especially all the way back to their first appearance in the Time War. Oh, there's a race that we've not seen in a long time, and I'm talking all the way back into the classic series, and that is you nailed it, Rutens. We've only seen the Rutens once on screen, and that was in Horror of Fang Rock. And this is the race that's been fighting the Sontarans to a standstill for how many thousands of years. And I'd really like to see something more done with the Rutens. But here's the thing. They may not touch the Rutens because the Rutens were shapeshifters as well. So they may feel they kind of overlap with the Zygons. But like I said, that was the big problems I had with the Zygons, was the fact that now they can shapeshift at will without using the pattern machine and all that. Um, so, Okay, so they were in a game. Okay, were they in that? What was it called? I didn't play any of the games. I got off PC gaming because it's just I got better things to do with my PC. It's also I don't have that amount of time to dedicate it to it anymore. Between doing the YouTube channel, monitoring the Twitter, and like I said, some of us only have one Facebook channel that don't suck. And then I look in on the Facebook channel and all that every now and then. Plus, I've been writing, the latest adventure of Dr. Freedom and Eric, which is Volume 3, Comes the Imperator. Matter of fact, I do finally have all the voices in on that. I was going to start working on that last night, and I conked out. And I'm going to try to get some headway. I may pull an all-nighter tonight and see how much of it I can get done, because I'd like to have Chapter 6 of Comes the Imperator out by this coming weekend. So, because the story is going to shift off of Sprat 6. And no, the Candyman's returning in Big Finish. He's not returning on the Modern series. Hello there, Devin. Hello there, everybody. All you folks coming on in. Oh, good. We got 32 people in here tonight. Come on in. Have a seat with us. Throw out a question. Throw out a random thought. And I'll hop on it like a madman. So, yeah, Alan Cumming, I bet you anything he got a phone call from the BBC 5 minutes after that podcast went out. It's like, Alan, hang on a second. Let's do this the right way. Hang on. Let's get it right, as Peter Cavalli. All right, hang on. See, there we go. Alan, the whole James the First thing, it was supposed to kind of be secret. Yeah. See how you like my little phone there? I picked that up at an antique shop as a prop, and see, it was once at one time a working phone. Yeah, unfortunately, the Candyman's coming back on Big Finish. He's not coming back. All right, Davros, that's a touchy subject because Davros is kind of like the Energizer Bunny of beings. Sutek, oh hell yes. Sutek has come back in Big Finish a couple times now. Gabriel Wolf can still do the voice incredibly well. I am Sutek. I can't even get close to that voice, man. He's just, But here's the thing. Now, someone also keeps bringing up Omega. Omega's probably done at this point. You'd have to pay the guys who own the character, because it was the same guys, I think, who were going to stick him in a movie with K9. Oh, why, oh, why, oh, why. I love when people do creative endeavors. The Ronnie, all right, I'd love to see the Ronnie back, but remember, Kato Mara was kind of iconic with that role. It depends on who they have her regenerate into. Are they going to do the gender hopping item again? Could the Ronnie come out a male? I know that's been debated. I would rather see the Ronnie come back as a lady again. Right now on Big Finish they switched it over to Siobhan Redmond, and then they kind of left it off after a while. But the Ronnie I like the most in a way, because you see, what happened was she didn't give a shit. She was just out there doing all these experiments on different beings and all that. And like that, and the Doctor and the Master showed up in the one, and she goes, "Are you two still going on with that petty feud?" You see, she wasn't out to conquer planets. She wasn't out to take over the universe. She was like this scientific sociopath. Sherlock Holmes? No. I kind of gave up on Sherlock after a while. It started out really good. Yeah, Cybermen, they've gotten to look too much like Tony Stark Iron Man. They really have, especially with the light-up chest unit and things like that. They really have gotten to look too much like Iron Man. Maybe they should play Ozzy Osbourne when they come walking out, or Black Sabbath, I mean. I am Iron Man. Oh. Romana has kind of sort of come back. She's in Big Finish, Romana 2. They just did the Gallifrey Time War series, which leads up to the, spoiler alert, the resurrection of Rassilon. It's up to the point that it happens. And it kind of shows you how the War Council gained so much power. They were like really, really devious asses. They really were. They kind of wormed their way into Time Lord society because of the upcoming war with the Daleks. They kind of knew it was coming. K9, I don't know. K9 had his good moments. Now, the problem was, you'll notice later on in K9's reign, or on Doctor Who, K9's reign, that he was always busted. He was always getting repaired. That's because K9 became a bit of a know-it-all character. And that's why he had to go. He basically, every time he needed effect, there's K9. Dun-dun, K9. K9. Okay, yeah, the thing is, this is kind of a rough time to do a spinoff because they're trying to launch a whole new era of Doctor Who. Everything's going to change. Matter of fact, something I can't believe, don't be me, the guys who did Blade Runner 2049 won an Oscar. And these are the guys who are running Double Negative FX, who's doing Doctor Who Series 11 special effects. Yes. Which doctor has the best hair? Don't say that to Paul McGann. He hates that frickin' wig to this day. The Therals. I don't know. Would the Therals be worth, really something worth sticking your teeth into? Because their story was kind of told, done, and over with at this point. So, the Therals, I don't know. They kind of look like Lion-O from the Thundercats gone wrong. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I love 12's hair. The floof. Guys, you're asking a bald man about people's hair. Like I'm an expert on people's hair. Okay. Now, the problem with Omega is he's been Omega'd to death at this point. It would really take a powerful actor. Oh, my God. No. You're close, Michael. Patrick Stewart as Omega. That would work. That would knock it out of the park. I would love to see Omega if Patrick Stewart was playing him. That would really be cool. Valyard. Okay, my opinion on the Valyard. I'd like to think that timeline, because of the mucking about that happened in Trial of a Time Lord, that the Valyard timeline was kind of averted. Now, Brian Blessed, unfortunately, is getting on a bit now. I'm not sure if he'd be up to it. He'd be more than happy to do it, but I'm just saying, he is getting on a bit now. I love Brian Blessed to death, as you can tell in my last video. But, would he be willing to come in and film an episode? That's the big question. Wang Chiang, here's the thing. Some villains that just stand out so much, even if it's just briefly, you don't want them to be overdone to death. And I love Talons of Wang Chiang. How many of you here listen to Big Finish? Anybody? Come on, 34 people in here. Raise your hands if you're sure. See, oh no, there's okay. Okay, in Big Finish, they did a kind of sort of sequel prequel to the Talons of Wang Chiang. It was called The Butcher of Brisbane. So you may want to go check that out, where the Fifth Doctor lands in the future, and Magnus Greel's kind of involved. Who says you have to pay? I didn't say that. You didn't hear me say that. No, I didn't. So, yeah, so they kind of land in the future. They meet, it has to do with Magnus Greel and all that. It's called Butcher of Brisbane. Okay, and unfortunately, they're trying to. The problem with Dune, I love the David Lynch version. I don't care what people says. I tried rewatching that sci-fi version they did a while back, and oh god, it was just they tried to stick to the book as closely as possible, but they stuck to the book to the point it was boring as shit. It was. Arr. This is the Red Pirate Dr. Freedom. So still 30 of you out there. Let's talk. Westworld, yeah. I originally dumped it because I don't have a lot of patience, as you can tell. So after so many episodes of repeating the same thing over and over again on Westworld, I was like, is this going to get to a point? Then finally, some friends of mine on the Omega Files cast said, "Look, we're still watching it. Stick with it." So I went back to it. I rewatched it again, and then I got caught up, and I was like, "Okay, I can see where they were going with this." No, the Draconians are not the bottom of the barrel. Anthony Hopkins, yeah. Can they afford him? No. Patrick Stewart, on the hand, like I said, Patrick Stewart, on the other hand, may do it because he's never been on Doctor Who. He may say, "Look, I'd like to be on." Okay. Unit spin-off could be done, but it has to be done very well. You have to remember, there's a lot of these government agency things running around now. One of the big problems with television and all that, especially in the TV market, is saturation. Like, one of the reasons why the Constantine series that came out, with Matt Ryan as Constantine, there were too many other supernaturally themed shows. Also, they stuck Constantine in the Friday night death slot. So it never really got a chance to take off. What I'm loving, though, is Matt Ryan's been reprising the role lately on DC's Legends of Tomorrow, as well as other bits in the CW universe. I kind of wish that they had picked it up and ran with it. Because guess what you're getting out of the CW soon? Oh, look, it's Charmed. And they've cast 3 African-American ladies, and they're going to be like, I know the names begin with M. I don't have that on hand right now, but it's 3 M's this time for the new Charmed. Okay, anything else? While we're on here, come on. They had to bring somebody on because, the doc left, and so did his counterpart who was, formed Firestorm with him. He also left as well. So they kind of had to round out the crew a bit. So, and also I heard Jesse Quick's going to make an appearance on there as well. So, are they Hispanic? They looked African American to me. Called me an old bastard, but I could have swore they were African American. Maybe I got it wrong. Okay, Benedict will not be the Doctor. He would not touch it with a 50-foot pole. Unfortunately, I don't think Susan's ever going to return. Someone's looking, "Hey, Con." Hey, I know there's a lot of you out there going, "I thought he was going to talk about that other thing." No, don't give up on the CW shows. There's actually some good things going on there. Arrow, I'm teetering. I really am. I'm like, because I'm getting sick of Laurel Lance. I really am. I don't know who Katie Cassidy's, I don't want to say dirty words, but the fact they keep dragging her back, it's kind of like she's getting to be like the Rory Williams of Arrow, and I'm getting sick of it. I don't blame you for being done with Arrow. I'm like this close to saying, Oliver Queen, guess how many fingers I'm holding up? I'm done. No, Susan's likely not going to return. I agree with you there, Pink Diamond, because they don't want to touch that subject. The Doctor had sex to have a couple, have a kid that had their kids of their own. No, well, here's the thing. If you really, now call me crazy, call me super, call me demented, but, yeah. Hang on. Oh, it's a buggy. Sorry, my allergies were firing up. Imagine this scene. You have an overall story arc. You've got a villain who's been wiping the shit out of everybody. You come to the final episode of the series. Maybe second to last episode of the series. And you've got the classic, like, Dr. Evil style chair facing away from you, right? And suddenly it turns around and it turns out that, guess what? It's Adric. He's back and he's pissed off. It's like, you left me to die. And it turns out you find out, like, the Master saved him. And you see how this artist is going? Demented shit, ain't it? The Axons could come back, but the problem is it was done on Big Finish. If you ever get a chance, it's a 6th Doctor adventure. It's called The Feast of Axos, and it's very well done. You have to remember, he trapped the remaining Axons in that time loop. Now, could it turn out there was a whole other planet of Axons? Okay, Lucy Miller. I would have loved to have seen Lucy Miller show up on the show. Yeah, the Arrow's gotten more and more and more. Trust me, it started out good. It picked up. It ran really well, but this last season, it's like, I'm not. It's just. Or yeah, oh, there you go. Adric was a block transfer. Yeah, there you go. That would be scary, wouldn't it? Okay. All right. Any other thoughts or feelings or strange vibrations? Oh, I'd love anybody from Sarah Jane Adventures to appear on the main show, but I doubt it's going to happen. I would have loved to have seen, Peter Capaldi's doctor meet Joe Grant. Matter of fact, or better yet, I was really hoping to see Peter Capaldi's doctor meet up with Sophie Aldred as Ace. Just imagine like I told her in the one cast we had with her. I was like, just think if you met up with the doctor now, imagine Ace looking at him going, "Oh no, you're Scottish again." Okay. Anything else while we're on? Tick tock goes the clock. Nah, that would be too kind for Moffat. It wouldn't be a stretch. Are you curious about what the new TARDIS? We're all curious about what the new TARDIS is going to look like. Unfortunately, like I said, as of Galley 1, my friend Elijah, aka Minnesota Gallifreyan, he talked to the people who do the concept design work and shit. And they said it's still on the drawing board. They have not made the interior yet. So, relax, don't do it. Okay, moving on. Sorry, somebody commented. All right. Do you think the new Doctor is more of a representation of Faye? No. Why does the Doctor always have to be a representation of someone else? Sure, they did run with that in the last series. Yeah, handle. Michael, you're just a ray of freaking sunshine, aren't you? Do you like little animals, Michael? Sorry, having a little fun there. All right, anything else, folks? Come on. Paul McGann should have gotten at least a 2 or 3 hour special on his own. I'm sorry, I was never satisfied with that 7-minute clip. Oh, look, you died while being really stupid. Now we're going to give you some magic warrior juice so we can scringe another regeneration in. Yes, that's been confirmed. You're right, Pink Diamond. Yet Jodie is keeping her Yorkshire accent. That's been confirmed multiple times. Me as the Candyman? No, I'm too damn ugly. Next. I see Devon there remembers Chun. Okay, rumor is 13 will land in a train. The first story I've heard, all right, here's what I've heard. I've heard she's going to find the TARDIS. I think at the end of the second story is the strongest story I'm hearing. But I have an eerie feeling she'll find it by the end of the first. I don't know why. Because some of the episodes you've seen and all that are later episodes. So, according to what we've read from the Chibs, that yes, it's going to have a more involved story arc. Then, they've kind of let it loose that it's going to be like one big type of story. Now, one thing people have been ranting on and on about is Chibi hired more female writers. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, no. I know. In a train. I don't know what's in the thing she lands in. Maybe it was a mattress carrier. I don't know. That's all I've heard. And it will be near the town of Sheffield. Matter of fact, somebody even posted that if you do an aerial shot from like Google of Sheffield, and yes, they actually took the time to do this, that yes, there it is. It's an actual aerial view of Sheffield as she flies out of the TARDIS. Also, we've seen part of a Cardiff thing redone to look like the Sheffield police station and all that. So, what food will... Hopefully not sausages. The Vengeance of Morbius. I believe so. Yes, that's the one where it leads into the next series, I think, where I think that led to Orbius, didn't it? Yeah, the Vengeance of Morbius. Because no, Orbis. That's what it was. The next series was Orbis. Started with that, I mean. Been a long time since I listened to my, the Eighth Doctor Adventures. I'm gonna have to probably go back and really re-listen again. Now that would be, I'd love it if they did that with the fanny pack, aka the bum bag, or whatever you call it. That turns out that's where she carries the jelly babies. Crinoids have huge pollinators. Okay. No, there are going to be writers involved. It's not. There is going to be a writer's room, yes. So basically, yeah. Okay. Oh, you're running by so fast. Oh, hopefully they'll go to Ireland. So far, no plans on filming in Ireland. I sense a carry-on sense of humor in this. I've not watched Carry On. I've heard a lot about it, the Carry On series, and the Carry On series of movies and whatnot, but I've never seen it. Which historical characters would you like to see? Oh, that's really scary. There's one story, now not necessarily a historical character, but there's one historical place they could really screw with people's heads with. How many of you here heard of a small place in Nova Scotia called Oak Island? Imagine the kind of freaking Doctor Who story you could write with Oak Island. Alexander the Great was done, I believe, in Big Finish. I think it was. Farewell, Great Macedon, I think it was, wasn't it? Okay, well, hold it, Connor. I thought Graham's character is also a cop, ain't he? The Graham character played by Bradley Walsh. I heard he's a cop also. That's why they've been keeping his costume covered. No, I don't think they're going to go with the Salem witch trials. I think that the person you saw in the disguise on the set at Little Woodham was, what do you call it, Alan Cumming. And since he was King James the First of Scotland and Ireland, aka James the Sixth of Scotland, then he would also have been around during the 17th century, during the time of the witch hunts, which also took place in Europe. I'm doing more research on that. No, Trump would be too perfect for the Candyman. Actually, no, the Candyman's more qualified to run this country than Trump. Next. So maybe he's a cop from a different era there, Connor. That's a good idea. He's a detective from the 60s. They're teaming up with Mannix. No, Mannix was from the 70s. Okay, let's keep going. A lot of good ideas flowing tonight. Kim Jong-un. No, Kim Jong-un is too fat. All right, that would be a cool vibe, wouldn't it? Turns out one's a cop, one's a thief. He made a what? What did he make a reaction video on? Oh, well, I'm staying off the other. They've already stuck their own neck in the noose. They've already tap danced in the minefield. And as far as I'm concerned, you can't go out and shoot yourself in the foot and then call it a war. Next. I'm not going to lie to you. This next series, I think, is going to make or break Doctor. Yes, that very, very well spotted, Stephen. I have two Predator masks up here on the wall, yeah. Though that's not a Predator mask above them, but see, there is a third one I don't have. I'm halfway tempted to get it, but it would take up more wall space. I think the Doctor was born. Here's the thing with novelizations. Now you're stepping into the canon territory. Fitting name, canon, because they always get pointed at you and shot. The thing is this. All right, make or break. Sorry, yeah, you're right. I got my train of thought. Long Barrow, as far as I'm concerned, I don't buy into it. Okay, well, here's the thing. A lot of people have been going, Doctor Who was plummeting in the ratings. it's more like Doctor Who kind of caught, if you add up the offline views, the online views, as well as the television stuff, it just looked to me like it hit a plateau. There were still little bits here and there, but the thing is this: it could either go up or it could go down at this point. And if it starts to go down, well, I'm talking like a hardcore. Now, here's the thing, though. Twice Upon a Time was a morale booster, and the reason why is because it scored record ratings. We're talking record-breaking ratings over on BBC America. It had over 2.2 million viewers that Saturday. Also, it scored higher in the ratings abroad than the previous year. It did just by a wee bit, but it did. And of course, you're right. Australian fans have always been up on the figures. So internationally, Doctor Who is still doing very well. It's just a lot of people seem to be focused on the numbers going on. And of course, they're modifying the BARB this year, the viewings review, the ratings review numbers. So they're going to include online views from now on. And I think what it was, it just seemed to me like they were on a plateau. And once you plateau, you can either go up or you can go down, which means you needed to have something change. You needed to have something different. And to quote Chris Eccleston, oh, but I'm going to get flack for this. This is from the mouth of Chris Eccleston. They've already done as much as they can with skinny white men. And it's very true. Capaldi in himself was a major departure. He is, when he left, he was the oldest actor to play the Doctor, period. Beating out Hartnell. No, the Sunday thing, I don't think is going to happen. Why am I looking up S. Francis 3000? Who is this person? The problem is you can't base everything on TV viewings. You can't. We're entering an age where I have an eerie feeling that by the end of this century, there's not going to be television anymore. Not as you know it. Or at least not broadcast television. I think what's going to happen is everything's going to be online sooner or later. All your television programs, all your movies, all that stuff's going to be online. There's not going to be broadcast TV anymore. Cable TV will be a myth. Basically, I think you're going to walk into your house, you're going to have a monitor screen that's going to access your internet, it's going to access your television, just like now. Yes, Peter Capaldi was a major departure. That was a major gamble. Because, by bringing in an older guy, you risk alienating all the butt starers. But at the same time, Peter was excellent. Peter was fantastic. Okay. So I really wished I could find out the way you keep these chats going. Keep them on with the video, because a lot of great stuff being written. Yeah, unfortunately, there are Matt Smith nude photos. Oh my God. Somebody sent me the Daisy Lowe pictures that got leaked to the cloud, and I'm like, okay, what are these? And I'm like, no! No. I didn't want to see a sonic screwdriver. I didn't want to see Matt Smith's Frankenfurter. Ugh. Michael, you're just getting silly at this point. You must leave this chat. You are bringing down the IQ level of the various audience members. Okay, anything else, folks? There got 47 people in here now. Wow. Come on in, sit down, have a seat. Make yourself at home. Whoa. Yeah, there were a lot of stories that let him down, but then again, you have to remember, he's the one who basically saved those series in some ways. Yes. Who made... Oh, ah? Oh, well, I hate to say it, but Peter lasted a lot longer than poor Colin did. Yeah, we can't wait for Series 11 either. A lot of interesting things happening on that front. Oh, sorry. Nah, Barusa's dead. Wrapped in plastic. He belched on a live stream. Mommy, the fat man belched. Oh, yeah. Billy's desperate for work. Oh, sorry. Next. Okay. Anyone else? Come on. We got 40 minutes going. 47 people in here. Here's the thing. Like I said last night, for those of you who watched, you have to put out positive energy. You got to think positively. Now, if it comes around and it torpedoes itself, nothing you can do about it. The only thing you can do is jump in and hang on. But running around bad-mouthing the show at this point is a useless gesture. Now, as was brought up, there's people out there on the YouTube universe who are trying to make a name by pretending that they know is going to happen in Series 11, and they're automatically bad-mouthing the episodes before they've even aired. Matter of fact, half these episodes haven't even been filmed. Ugh. All right, see you later, Connell. Thanks for jumping in. We're only going to be here a few more minutes, and then I got to duck out. The Flying Cyberman. It almost sounds like the name of a trapeze artist act, don't it? Welcome to the Flying Cyberman. RPG Doctor Who. It was done before, a long time ago. There was a Doctor Who RPG. Also, there was some online games and all that, but matter of fact, oh god, I think there was even a game out for way back in the day. Open up the Death Zone again. Boy, I can see that now. Here's one for you. The Gallifreyans, in a desperate effort to make money for the war effort, sell the Death Zone at Disney. Imagine trying to sell that one. Come on, Mickey. Come on, Minnie. Let's go out to the Death Zone. Oh, gosh. Oh, no, it's a Raston Warrior robot. Oh, Now, there's another one we haven't seen since the Five Doctors, and he only had one appearance. What about the Raston Warrior robots? Give them a little backstory. You can probably make a decent story out of that. How do you think Jodie's theme tune will sound like? It depends on who's composing it. How bad is the abuse you get? Like I said, I don't let it get me down. I really don't. It's just if I stick my foot in my mouth these days, I openly admit it. If I get something wrong, I'll say, look, I got this wrong. I'm sorry. This is what happened. I generally don't go off on people anymore online. There's no point in it. It's just, like I said, someone's trying to twist around what happened the other night. And it's like, we don't know that for sure, Connor. The Cybermen were interesting, but too clunky. Yeah, exactly. You've nailed it. This show has survived on change and risk since its very beginning. You have to make a risk every now and then. Otherwise, there's no point. Because if you don't change, you don't take a risk, you just get the same old shit over and over again. There's a conspiracy. What's the matter, Philip Archer? I'm watching you. I see you being naughty. Yes. Vashta Narada, if it's well written. Ice Warriors they've kind of done the Ice Warriors a few times now, haven't they? And Electronica theme, that's a good question. Would they go back to one? Well, folks, just a few more minutes and I think we're going to shut things down. So get your last thoughts in, last hopes, last dreams, last desires. Do we really want to go back to Waters of Mars? Where I'm going to show you, Doctor. I'm going to tell you you're wrong. Watch me go off here and kill myself. What? Murray Gold, yeah, is going to definitely be hard to replace. His music has become such a part of the show. It's kind of like we're hearing that John Williams is talking about, stopping doing Star Wars themes. And John Williams' music has been such a big part of the Star Wars universe since the beginning, and it's going to be hard to see him go as well. I don't see them reusing Murray Gold's music. One of the big things we've seen that's being done with this new series, it's all new in every way. They've brought in mainly all new writers, directors you've never heard of before. They've also changed the whole crew around. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So let's see what happens. Blame it on the bossa nova. Let's watch Doctor Who. Imagine doing a Harry Belafonte tune as a Doctor Who theme. There you go. I like Harry Belafonte. Anything else, folks? Just a couple more minutes, we're going to call it a night. Cybermats, I really don't want to touch them again. Autons, maybe. Yeah, it's going to give a whole new cinematic look. The Chumblies, hell no. I got an idea. You can bring back the Chumblies if they bring back the Quarks. Off. Slitheen, no. Ood, no. No, actually, that's not smoke, Joseph. That's steam, baby. Oh, the Beetlejuice 2 rumor. I'll believe it when it hits the theater. Oh, the Jadoon. That's J. Yeah, you've got it right. You're just missing the U. The Jadoon. Pteroleptals? I don't know. Maybe. If it's a good story. Sycorax, they just brought them back in Big Finish. I've never found them to be impressive. How many folks know the story about the origin of the Sycorax? Originally, they were supposed to be another race, also from Raxacorica fallibatorius, and they decided to cut it later. They were supposed to crack up laughing at Rose Tyler when she mentioned Raxacorica fallibatorius, and you're supposed to find out they were another species that came from there. But it got dumped. Weevils, could be if there's a good story for them. Yes, the supernatural crossover is for real with Scooby-Doo. Matter of fact, it'll be the next episode that airs in a couple weeks. If you go looking around online, there's already a preview clip of it up. The Scooby Natural, as they're calling it. Would I want to see anyone from class? Miss Quill, maybe. None of the rest of them. The Weirin, yeah, there's plenty of great stories you can tell where the Weirin could come back. They have in Big Finish, I think, once or twice now. Okay, just a little bit more, and I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm glad to see so many of you in here. There was originally thoughts going around about Doctor Who and Torchwood crossing over, but they decided Torchwood was far too adult, but they did include him in that little bit in the end of time, and that was about it. No, I'm getting tired of Wholock. I never read that comic. No, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to give the Netflix Lost in Space a chance. You know, let's see if it's going to be any good. Vervoids, no, I don't want to see the vagina face plants. We're being attacked by guys who have heads that look like little man in a boat. I don't know if crossing Doctor Who with a super character is a good idea. Now, it really worked, yeah, for the Ghost and all that back in Doctor Mysterio. But the problem is, you'd have to deal with Marvel then. The Mara only if it is very well written. Okay, a couple more minutes here, and I think we're going to call it a night. Fisher King's done. Cheetah People from Survival. Not sure. No, she will be back in the TARDIS by the end of like episode 2, from what I've heard. Peladon, hell yeah! I want the Doctor to go back to Peladon. Taylor Swift is not gonna be in Doctor Who. Hell no. The Yeti, I don't know if we should bring back such an iconic villain. You know, look at what they did to the Great Intelligence itself, really. I'd love to see Shada come back and be mentioned again, yes. Here's the thing, though. Who would you have play the Celestial Toymaker, the Black Guardian? Minister of Chance you're talking about? Yeah, sure, we're up, folks. So, I think we're going to give it 2 more minutes and cut it off at 55. Hello there. For you folks just joining in. Oh, the Time Lord known as the Minister. How much to buy your channel? More than you have. Alan Cumming, yeah, he let the cat out of the bag. That's what I was talking about. That was the original subject we started on. Was Alan Cumming wasn't supposed to reveal that he was in Doctor Who, let alone what character he was playing. But what are they going to do? Fire him? Oh yeah, David Suchet was incredible in that episode. I really enjoyed that. Knock knock. Stephen Fry as the Black Art. Freeman? I don't know. Let's let Martha have some peace, shall we? 29, 28, 27, 26, 24, 23, 22, 25. What? Okay, a few more seconds. We're going to cut it here. So I want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. I hope you all enjoyed the live stream this week. Next week, the Omega Files returns. We're going to be doing the Jessica Jones Series 2 cast this coming Saturday, the 17th. We'll be recording that around 7 p.m. Eastern Time, which will be some screwed up thing overseas because of daylight savings time. So if anyone's interested in joining the Omega Files, please contact me. My contact information is below. So until then, everybody, take care. Ta-ta. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you on the flip side, where all things happen well. If I could find the stinking stop button. Oh, there it is. Good night, folks.